gotta get the biggest ones you could find. That one. Here's a good one. Right there. Got it. Let's go. Let's do it. Oh, wait, look. There's more. There's a good one right there. Big boy. Let's go. He's waiting. He's waiting for us. What about Tangelo? He likes Tangelos too. Let's get some Tangelos. Look at that color, huh? Get a couple. All right, let's see if I can hold them all up. Whoop. Oh no. Oh no. Go get it. Go get it. Oh no. Darn it. It was harder than I thought. Video. And deliver oranges. All right, let's go get the most important customer down your way. And this guy, he gets really impatient, actually. Sometimes he can be a tough customer. But he's right over here. There he is. I already brought some to him. He wanted more. It's kind of an orange hog. He loves the oranges, though. Loves my oranges. Here he is. Right there. That's it. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Gonna love it. What do you think? You like that? There you go. Probably put some more in here somewhere, right? Right there. All right. So, I know you're thinking. I think Gary's lost it. Well, sort of. But, yeah, so this is, what's today? Wednesday? 6 days ago, my dad passed away. So that's a total bummer, right? So anyway, instead of hiring a therapist, which is going to be really expensive, I'm just going to use you guys. Thanks for listening. You know how cheap I am. I don't want to pay a therapist to get better. So anyway, so this tree here was a replacement tree I planted when my dad was up here. Long story, but he wasn't that healthy, but he kind of like stabilized, you know, and then we thought he was going to go on forever. Oh, I forgot. It's one in my pocket. And then, long story, but he unexpectedly decided that, you know, I'm out of here. So, but anyway, before he did that, we came down here and I took a photo in front of this tree. I planted this tree, and it was a replacement tree for the trees on the driveway here up at the ranch, which he absolutely loved. This is the first time I've come back to the ranch since this happened. And I had him take a photo, me and him, right here. I had my friend take my photo of us, and the tree was thriving. Well, then it kind of went south pretty bad, as did he. Okay, so the original plan was to show you the first sunset I ever saw without my dad at my ranch, which is my favorite spot to watch sunsets. But you know, the damn battery died. I got here just in time to do it and everything. So what's the next best thing? Actually, it's better. Sunrise. I'll tell you why. There it is, by the way. Coming up over the Sierras. It's probably coming up about, it's pretty far south of Tahoe, probably south of Bear Valley. But the day that my dad, by the way, he didn't pass away. He didn't die. Certainly didn't die. He didn't pass away either. He took flight. That's what he did. And that's what everyone does. So it's like a condor sitting on the edge of a cliff, looking down, and then feeling the urge to just fly off. So, I'll tell you a funny story. My dad was kind of sentimental. I guess I am too. But he used to hassle me. He's like, I used to give him cards, Father's Day, stuff like that, birthday. But not always. Sometimes I just call him up, say, "Happy birthday, Dad." And then once or twice, he's like, "Oh, you should give me more cards." I'm like, "Dad, they just, you got to cut trees down for that, and so whatever." So I did. I gave him some cards. When I was going through his stuff, though, I said, "Dad, people just give these cards to these people, and then they read it and they throw it away. It seems like a waste, But then when I was cleaning out his stuff, guess what? He didn't throw them away. He didn't throw any of them away. He kept every single one. And then I felt terrible. It's like, oh no. He really, really wanted these cards. There were some cards I gave him with great little notes and stuff. But I have to admit, for every card I found in his box that I gave my dad, my sister gave him 3. So I felt pretty. Anyway, but I'm going to make it up. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to actually MC his entire service. Nobody can talk about my dad is more qualified than I am. Of course, I'm trying to deliver this without a tear. And I have to practice because I really got to deliver the content that is service, celebration, send off without gotta get the words out. So gotta practice. Anyway, the day he took flight was a day a lot like today. I had gotten the call to go out. My wife and I raced out there. It was before the sun came up. But the moon was out, and it was just big, perfectly full and beautiful. And it was like daylight, and it was surreal, and it was so clear that there wasn't a lick of moonlight that got deflected. It all hit the ground, which just illuminated everything. And so it was probably the most beautiful moonlit morning I've ever seen. Well, it definitely was. I was stunned by it, and I was kind of tripping the whole time there, looking at the moon, sort of obsessing on the moon. And anyway, I got there, and I was with him when he passed. But it happened pretty quick. So anyway, we were back on the road heading home, like half an hour after we got to the hospital. And on the way home, as soon as we started driving out, the sun came up just like this. The moon sort of changing around, but it was over there, and it kept dropping. If I had always check your battery level before you're about to make a time-sensitive memorial dedication video for anyone. That's where the sun would have set had I had enough battery to show you. It was pretty awesome. But actually, this is way more special because this is what I saw that morning. And this is the first time I've been back here It was Super Bowl Sunday is the last time I actually saw him, and he passed away 4 days later. And I picked oranges for him right there when I left. Drove out, and then saw him. He's over there. He was over there. Now he's over there. And then, he's over there. And then he's going to end up over there, about 50 miles that way. Beautiful spot. Anyway, I spent $35,000 on he didn't really have any plans. He didn't want to talk about it. But he really loved his parents, and so do all of us. And so I plunked down 35 grand on the closest spot to his parents, which is like from here to there. So he's gonna love it. Just enough space. And he was the oldest of 3, and there were 2 bedrooms in the house. Then there was like a bathroom, a living room, a kitchen, and there was this like dining area, but that became his bedroom as the older teenager. So he had a little distance, from the kids and the mom and the dad, and so he could, us teenagers. I'm still one at heart, but so he'll have literally the same amount of space from his parents where they slept when he was a teenager having all his fun in El Cerrito, California, growing up with Creedence Clearwater Revival guys. He'll have the same amount of space, so it's perfect, right? Yeah. So anyway, I was hoping they were right next to him, but that might get, you don't want to be right next to your parents constantly. They drive you crazy. I know I drive my kids crazy. So anyway, I try to drive them crazy on purpose. But so I suggest instead of hiring a therapist, just open a YouTube channel and just talk. But again, I stress that before you start talking to your grief counselor iPhone, you thoroughly charge the battery. You know how far it is to my charger? I had to walk up there again. This thing gets to like 10%, and then it's like, just goes to 0. I don't know what's going on. I think maybe it's because it's video, uses a lot. I don't know. Whatever. I think I need a new phone. But where was I? Yeah. So anyway, back to the moon. The moon is interesting. It like I said, it was totally full. And it runs on a 2-week cycle. And I really symbolized the moon. On the way out there, I stared at it. On the way home, I stared at it. I was just fixated, And then I figure it was my grandparents putting out a flashlight for my dad. And right when the world was most lit from the moon and the sun, that's when he took flight. Grandma's like so worried. She's like, oh, I better put a flashlight out for him. That was the moon. She had it ready. So anyway, the flashlight, every night it comes up over my bed. As soon as about 3-4 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 or something, it hits my face. And it's woken me up every single night. The first night, can you see it? I can't see it now. There it is. First night, it almost looked exactly the same, and it just terrified me and kind of, I was extremely upset. Had a tiny little piece missing. And then, same thing happened every single night. The thing woke me up and just kept floating there and reminding me, it is when you first wake up. First you're like, everything's fine, and then all of a sudden you realize like the reality that you are within, and then you're like, no. Anyway, but I was looking at the moon, the second night, staring at it out the window, and it was a little bit less than the second night. And I thought, well, there you go, that's my grief. It's slowly going away, almost imperceptibly slow day by day. Like I said, it's on a 14-day cycle. I tried to have my dad service like right away. Just wanted to get everything, done. And it couldn't happen because it was a weekend holiday and they just were too booked. But turned out we were going to have it on Thursday. Thursday today. We're having a week from today. So the moon is halfway through disappearing. And so I think my grief, I don't know if it's halfway disappeared, but it's certainly way less. So by the time We have his service. It's going to be next Thursday when I need to get up on stage and give the best eulogy ever given from a son to a father. That's the day that the moon will be exactly at 0. It'll be invisible. It's still there, just like my dad. Just can't see him. And we're going to put him in a place where you won't be able to see him again. But he'll still be there. But anyway, so let's finish this video. What do you say? And the good news is, by having to go up and charge the battery again, I was able to go get some more oranges for Dad. Papa Chuck, as the grandkids used to call him. And here we go. Let's light this thing up. People are going to think, what's going on? This guy's crazy. And that may be true. But there's a really fine line between, I've always thought this. So everyone thinks I'm crazy until they see the net result of that which makes them think I'm crazy. Because they usually catch it in the middle of the project or whatever I'm doing. And then when they see the finished project, they're like, whoa, guy's a genius. This is, So when you see people that you think are crazy, you got to go and see what, their finished product is, and then you might think otherwise. So anyway, that's Chuck's tree right there. As I said, Chuck grew up with Fogarty Brothers, Creedence Clearwater Revival. They grew up in El Cerrito, California. They played at all their high school dances and stuff. My aunt dated Tom Fogarty. John was in 8th grade when all the other older guys were in high school. So he was the lead singer as like an 8th grader at high school parties. He must have been the man. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I thought, you know what? I think I'm gonna play this video on the day. I'm gonna load this video to play public on the day that I'm gonna go do this speech. I might even do it at the very time, 1 p.m. Thursday. I'm going to release this video. That's when I'll be trying not to break up and give this speech. And I thought of a brilliant thing just today. Creedence Clearwater, they came up here and camped as kids. I found out later on. I thought there was a perfect music for this ranch kind of area, right? And so I started playing it, and then I noticed the album cover came up on Spotify, and I'm like, that looks just like Putah Creek, the vegetation. And I Googled, like, where did they film this, or where did they photograph this? And there's nothing on the web. Then I found a Rolling Stone magazine with John Fogerty getting interviewed just like 3 or 4 years ago. You can probably look it up. And he basically said that, people thought that we were from the bayou from the south, but we let him think that. But actually, my brothers... we used to go up and camp at Putah Creek, like literally right where I showed you the sunset. There's a campground way up there by Lake Berryessa, and the whole creek comes down. So if you listen to the song Green River, it's not Green River, it's Putah Creek. They call it Green River because there's algae in it. It's really clear, but there's this green algae in the bottom, and it makes it have this iridescent green look to it. And so I thought, oh man, like, how cool is that? Like, this is Creedence Clearwater Revival country, people. Legit. Like 2 miles that way is where that was their best song, their first hit, their first album. That's where it all started. But anyway, back to the point. Can't make the video forever. We're gonna get a little sound from the helicopter. Life's never perfect. So I'm gonna make everyone sing. I'm a terrible singer, but I'm going to sing to you anyway. Because Dad deserves it. He'd love it. And the song, I'm going to have everyone sing the song. I'll start it. Might even have a little boombox to get it going. But have you ever seen the rain? So here we go. This is for you, Dad. Someone told me long ago. Didn't start so good. There's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. night's over, so they say. It'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I'll show you the helicopter, why not? Going by the moon. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? Oh, I want to know. Give me a second. Have you ever seen the rain coming down? On a sunny day. Love you, Dad. All right, so there's no time to waste. You thought the video was over. I know. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for me, so I can look at this years from now. You know, if you don't like the video, you can turn it off. Or you can do a dislike. I don't really care. But anyway, no, so I had to come back to the ranch because I'm going to have a kick-ass party for my dad. When you're watching this right now, we're going to be freaking partying, man. And all in honor of the big guy. And I had to come up and get a bunch of oranges. So I figured, why not just deliver stuff that needs to be up here? Did that. And most importantly, I came back. There it is! Yeah! There it is. There it is. All right, I'm going to cut the video. We're going to set this thing up, and I'm going to tell you about it. It's pretty awesome. I know clowns are a little freaky. But this clown's an awesome clown. My dad made this clown here. And look at this. It looks like I never really studied it. But he got some baseboard. It has a little beveled end on the side for the end. And then he put that in the bottom to make it all finished looking. And anyway, so my dad made this thing. And hand painted it and everything. And I didn't know that he was such a good artist, really. I never thought of him that way. But I don't think I could do that good of a job. So look at this thing. The artist even signed the back of the clown. I love it. Yeah. But anyway, he did this. And he made this at his house. He would have us over. And the grandkids for Chuck Olympics. They had all kinds of events set up. And one of the events was you had to get a tennis ball and stand back behind the line, and you had to toss the ball into the clown's nose. I guess that's his nose, right? And it actually is much harder than it looks. And you get so frustrated, you just can't walk away from it until you make it. And that might take a while. And so, of course I'm going to set it up. Duh. I just wish I had the original tennis balls that he used. I don't know where they went. But I do have the clown. And he never really had a name for the clown. This is basically the biggest reason I came back here, and to get the oranges for the party, but mainly this. He never had a name for the clown, but I think my wife's a really good artist. I think I'm going to name the clown Chuckles, because it pretty much embodies my dad. That's his whole persona right there. Just a freaking clown, clowning around all the time. It was great. Can you see where I get it? It's not my fault. I was born this way. Not only was I born this way with the genetics, but then I was trained for many years to just be a clown. So it's really hard to not be. That's how it is. A scorpion is a scorpion, does what scorpions do, and I'm a clown, and I do what clowns do. So, because it's my nature. So we're gonna, I'm gonna have my wife, this little slot down here, he left it blank, look. He left it blank for me to name it after him. It's gonna be Chuckles the Clown. Maybe it'll be Chuckles the Clown. So, anyway, right now, we're gonna be at my house when you're watching this video. If you're watching the first day, which most people do, there'll be a bunch of people throwing balls. through Chuckles the Clown, and I promise now that is the end of the video. Sorry it was so long, but there was a lot to cover, and I didn't even cover, you know, a 1% of the content that's really there. All right, that's it. Go out and hug your parents. Yeah! I just keep thinking the video is over, but then something awesome happens. And right now we need to make one more sacrifice to the gods, of which my father is now one. So what's the date today? Like the 25th or something? When was the Super Bowl? Well, whenever the Super Bowl was, let's see, my dad took flight slightly more than 1 week ago. Probably about 1.2. No, 1.01 or anyway, about a week ago. And I hung out with him all day at the Super Bowl. Had a great time. Sunday before that, so it was like 5 days. So whatever. So that's what's that, like 10 or 11 days? Well, I had my big burn pile that day, actually the day before, and it was still smoldering when I left. That was like 10 days ago, or 11, something like that. And I came over here to dump some more stuff, which I probably shouldn't do on a smoldering burn pile. And look, it's still alive. So when this fire started, my dad, this fire was a day and a half old when we were hanging out watching the Super Bowl. And I would have thought I'd been totally out by now, but yeah, it's kind of an interesting connection. So anyway, so it's deserving of a sacrifice for Dad. Right there, buddy. There you go. All right. And I think that's the end of this video. There'll be more. You know, can't stop making videos. Look at that. It's just like the good old days. Chuck riding shotgun. Let's do it. Look at the guy. Look how happy he is. Hey, I'm going with my son. I'm going with my son to work again. to say Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas.